Welcome to Backyard Poker, the channel dedicated to expanding your poker palette beyond just Texas Hold'em. I'm Ryan, and I'm here today to demonstrate how to play another unusual poker game called Outhouse Poker. This game demonstration was requested by one of my subscribers, Dave, who recently did a poker interview with me, and I'll leave the link to that in the description below. If you caught my previous video on the game Scoop, which uses blackjack points and allows you to shoot the moon, and you thought that was an unusual game, wait till you get a load of this one. This game does use standard poker hand ranks with one big exception: no flushes are allowed. Hence the name Outhouse Poker, with no flushing. One exception to this is that straight flushes are still allowed. The game also uses 2 bets from each player throughout the game. One main bet with a pot that accumulates throughout the entire game, and a series of side bets with pots that will be won as the game progresses. So you actually have 4 chances to win a pot during this game. Another interesting twist to this game is that periodically only a 2-card poker hand is used to determine the side bet winners. Just remember that these 2 cards do not allow for flushes, but do for straight flushes. If you're new to poker, or the backyard style of dealer's choice poker, you'll need to watch at least parts 2 and 3 of my Poker Basics series on hand ranks, dealing, and betting a typical poker game. I'll leave links to them in the description below. All right, so let's go through this game step by step so you'll know how to play Outhouse Poker. Here are the 24 steps involved in playing Outhouse Poker. And in the description below, I'll add a link to a downloadable worksheet explaining these steps. I actually printed out a copy for myself just to make sure I wouldn't miss anything. As with any poker game, you should shuffle the cards, offer the cut to the player on the right, and put in the ante. In this case, the ante will be part of the main bet, which I'll explain later. For this game, we will use a quarter ante. And as you can see here on the table, I'm using a green poker chip with a 25 designation on it to represent quarters. All right, so we'll have everybody put in their quarter ante into the main pot. All right, so step 1 in Outhouse Poker is dealing 3 cards face down to each player. And they can look at these cards at any time. Step 2 is a betting round starting with the player on the dealer's left. And remember, there's 2 bets that are done in Outhouse Poker. One bet goes to the main pot, which he will open for a quarter. And one bet goes to a side pot, which he will also put in a quarter. And just to make things simple, we'll have everybody else call. Since Grogu's sleeping, I'll do the betting for him and put in the 2 bets. Player 3 puts in the 2 bets, and player 4 puts in his 2 bets. Now we move on to step 3. Step 3 is dealing a face down card to every player, and they can still look at their cards. And step 4 is another betting round starting with the player on the dealer's left. And again, it's 2 bets. So he'll just open for a quarter on each bet, and everybody else will call. Step 5 is to deal another face down card to every player, and they can still look at them. And step 6 is another betting round with the player on the dealer's left, who will still do a quarter for each bet. And everybody else will call. Now step 7 is having each player reveal a 2-card poker hand. So each player is going to reveal 2 cards to make their best 2-card poker hand. Now for 2-card poker hands, the hand ranks are slightly different. And on the worksheet that I provided in the link below, I'll show the hand ranks. There really is only 3 hand ranks in a 2-card poker hand. The highest 2-card poker hand is a pair, with the 2 being the lowest and the ace being the highest. The second highest 2-card poker hand is a straight flush, with an ace-2 being the lowest and an ace-king being the highest. And the third highest two-card poker hand rank is just a high card, with the ace being the highest card. Straights and remember flushes are not considered in your two-card poker hand. So let's take a look here. Player 4, the dealer, doesn't have much to work with here. So he'll just put down his 9-7 with a 9 high card. Player 1 has a pair of 10s. Sleeping Grogu has a pair of 3s. Player 3 has a pair of 7s. Now keep in mind that all of these two-card hands would be put down simultaneously. Nobody would know what each other has in advance. So with the two-card hand showing, player 1 has the highest hand with the pair of 10s and would win this side pot. Step 8 is having all players' two-card hands put back into and shuffled into the deck. So I'll gather the cards and reshuffle. Step 9, we deal out one card face down to each player. They can still look at their cards. And another betting round starting with the player on the dealer's left. Player 1 will put in a quarter for each bet. So he starts a new side bet, puts in the main bet, and everybody else will call. Step 11 is dealing another face down card to everyone. And another betting round starting with player 1. Player 1 will just open for a quarter on each pot, and everybody else will call. Step 13, we deal another face down card, which means now everybody should have 6 cards to work with. And they can still look at these cards at any time. And another betting round starting with player 1. And he'll do a quarter in each pot. Everybody else will call. And then step 15, again, everybody puts down a 2-card poker hand to win this new side pot. So starting with player 4, the dealer, he has an ace-7, so an ace high. Player 1, 2-3 straight flush, but actually remember, a pair is higher, so he'll go with the 2 3s. Sleeping Grogu. And he'll go with the King-Queen mini straight flush there. Player 3. Not much here, but a king high. So player 1 with the pair of 3s has the highest 2-card hand and would win this next side pot. Step 16, all these 2-card hands are shuffled back into the deck. And we move on to step 17, which is dealing out 1 card to every player and having player 1 open the betting again. Player 1 will start a new side bet with a quarter and put another quarter into the main pot. Everybody else will call. Step 19, deal out another card face down to everybody. Player 1 opens again. He'll do the same thing, a quarter in each pot. And everybody will call. So now everybody has 6 cards. We deal out 1 more card face down, giving everybody 7 cards to work with. And step 22 is another betting round, starting with player 1. Again, a quarter in each pot, and everybody will call. Step 23 is to reveal another 2-card poker hand to win this side pot. But keep in mind that right after this, your 5-card hand is going to be put down to win the main pot. So you may want to be careful about what 2-card hand you put down. So for the dealer, player 4, all he really has is a 10 high. Player 1, so it's interesting. He could try to go with the 2 kings to win the 2-card hand or keep them for the 5-card. He's probably got a better shot winning a 2-card hand because this is the second highest 2-card poker hand you can have with the pair of kings. So that's what he'll put down. Sleeping Grogu is in a similar situation. He has a pair of jacks, probably would try to go for the 2-card hand with that pair of jacks. So he'll put that down. Player 3. Not much of a hand, and he'll put in the ace-king. So player 1 with the pair of kings wins the 2-card side bet. All these cards are gathered up, moved out of the way. And then the last step, step 24, is your 5-card hand is revealed to determine who's going to win the big pot. And remember, flushes are not allowed in this 5-card hand. And it looks like the player with the highest 5-card poker hand is player 1 with the ace. So player 1 would win the big main pot. Boy, player 1 did really well in this game. So that's how you play Outhouse Poker. One interesting aspect of this game is how much you want to risk for the smaller 2-card side bets versus the 5-card larger main bet. It looks like each time you lay down a 2-card hand, you could jeopardize your chances of winning the big 5-card pot. It appears there's some skill and strategy involved in how you play this game. As you can see from this demonstration, Outhouse Poker is a very unique game. I'd be very interested to know if anyone plays this game. Leave a comment below with your opinion of it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more backyard poker games and other content in the near future.